start the session with a nice quote. There will be obstacles. What is the meaning of the word obstacles? Please write the word bottlenecks, blocks, impediments. Bottlenecks, blocks, impediments, hurdles. All these words should be at your fingertips. Obstacles, hurdles, impediments. So there will be obstacles, there will be doubters, there will be mistakes, but with hard work, there are no limits. Useful or not useful? Very useful. Now we'll analyze the paper. So what is the paper number? 26. There are 10 questions related to the passage. I feel the passage is really tough for two reasons. One, not a familiar context. It goes with Western countries. Second, a lengthy passage. So either way, it's a tough passage. But a passage like this, always remember, the questions are going to be easy. With that assumption, you should get minimum 5. And if you get in the range of 7 or 8, that is highly appreciable. All the 10 not possible, a passage like this. And 5 questions, errors, same pattern you have been doing for many months, years, should not be a problem. All the 5. 5 questions, fillers, again based on usage, reading habit, should get minimum 3. 5 questions, parajumble. This parajumble is about what? Poverty. This is also very easy, but you got to be careful, focused. You should get all the 5. And the last 5 questions, close. Again, not difficult, simple words. If you read, it's all about garment industry in Bangladesh. Am I right? Should get all the 5, should not be a problem. So, because it's a tough passage, 20 plus, appreciable, but expected score between 15 and 20. You should get 15 plus. Somewhere 18, 17, 18 is good enough. With that analysis, shall we see the questions? What is this passage about? It is all about smart meters installed at home. Am I right? And what do they deal with? They deal with electricity consumption. They deal with gas consumption. The writer talks about the intentions behind. The writer talks about the pros and cons, but the focus is more on the response of the users, the feedback from the users, and what is the impact of the feedback. It's all about that. Overall, the tone of the passage is negative, not a positive tone. The tone of the passage is what? Negative. So with that brief framework related to the passage, we'll see the questions. All of you please go to question number 1. The title for the given passage could be, whenever you want to find out the title, always focus on the introduction, the conclusion. Besides, when you read the passage, you should have an idea, the gist of the passage, what is it about, what does the writer want to convey. Now, I'll read out each option, you respond, right, wrong, yes, no. How to implement IHDs in households? No. Diminishing interest, please underline the word diminishing. Write the meaning of the word diminish. Diminish means what? Reduce, go down. Reduce, go down. Decrease in number, also write decrease in number. Write one combination, diminishing numbers. Here the number is increasing, it's only an expression. And diminishing numbers means what? Reducing numbers. Diminishing interest of people with respect to installation of IHDs in their households. As I said, the passage is about what? It is all about, one thing is their interest, the second, the feedback, and the third and the most important factor, whether they can retain the interest or not, sustain the interest, whether it is short term or long term. This seems right or wrong? Please respond. It seems right, hold that one. We'll see the third option. Positive attitudes of people towards various energy feedback initiatives. No, it is not. Expectations surrounding the installation of IHDs to optimize. Please underline the word optimize. Write the meaning of the word optimize. Optimize means to use fully, or completely, to use fully or completely. Optimize domestic energy consumption. It's not about the expectations. Energy consumption across the globe, is it related to the globe or a particular area in the world, a particular area? So what is the answer based on that? The second option, diminishing interest. The passage says, initially they are interested, slowly. He uses one expression, the interest wears off. There's one question also. Wear off means what? Decrease again, slowly disappear. So you got the first question answer. Second option is the answer. Question number 2. What is the author trying to convey through the phrase wearing off? This is what I was talking about. First you write in your notebook the phrasal verb wear off, and make a note, it is a phrasal verb, wear off. We'll see the options. Usually it goes with, you use something a lot, like your footwear, carpet, grass. Slowly what happens when you use a lot, the thickness gets reduced and it becomes, you cannot use it after some time, to put it that way. Now what is the first option here? Sudden onset. The meaning is positive or negative? So onset, something that begins, that is positive. So don't consider the first option, mark it wrong. Underline the word onset and mark it wrong. Here sudden is not important. What is important? Onset. Onset, it is a positive, it has a positive connotation. Please write one or two expressions. First you write onset of monsoon. If you read the newspapers, quite often they use this expression. Onset of monsoon. Onset of the schemes or the programs. It goes with seasons as well. Onset of the season. It could be any season. That doesn't matter. So onset has got a positive connotation. Here we have to choose a negative word. First option is not correct. Wiping out. Wipe out. Please write wipe. Wipe means what? Clean. Wipe out is a phrasal verb. Please write phrasal verb. Remove completely. Clean completely. Generally it goes with the meaning completely, not simply remove or clean. Clean or remove completely. Wipe out. Write a few expressions. Wipe out the tears. Wipe out the tears. T-E-A-R-S, tears. Second option, crime scene. Wipe out the traces. T-R-A-C-E-S. Wipe out the traces. One more expression, wipe out the negative impact from your mind. Wipe out the negative impact from your mind. That means what? Remove completely from your mind the negative impact of something. Now, does it seem right or wrong? Is it reducing gradually or is it removing completely? So, removing completely. No, mark it wrong. What is the third option? Diminishing gradually. As I said, wear off means what? Reduce or diminish or to become thinner. This seems right, hold that one. What is the fourth option? Gaining effectiveness. Underline the word effectiveness. Which part of speech is it? Please write noun. Then you write. You must be knowing a lot of students. Still, you don't lose anything if you write. It will reinforce your knowledge. Please write 2 words. The first one write effect. The second one write effect. What is effect? Which part of speech is it? A verb. What is effect? Don't stop with noun. It's a noun as well as a verb. But usage point of view, it is always used as a noun. Right? Both. It is both noun as well as a verb. But generally, we use it as what? Noun. That you should remember. Stopping abruptly. Underline the word abruptly. Abruptly means what? Suddenly. Which part of speech is it? Adverb. What is the adjective form? Abrupt. First you write the meaning. Abruptly means suddenly. Then write the combinations. Abrupt ending. When you see some movies, they suddenly stop. The ending is not expected. Stop suddenly. Then what do you say? Write the combination. Abrupt ending. Or the movie ends abruptly. Adverb form. Okay. Now what is the answer here? The third option is the answer. Diminishing gradually. Please make a note. Question number 3. Always be careful when it comes to questions related to true, false. What is the reason? Usually they give 3 options, A, B, C, or 1 to 5. To get it right, you have to spend a lot of time. You have to read the passage once, twice, thrice, and make sure every option is there in the passage. And if you're damn sure, then you can answer. You don't find one of them, then you should not touch that question. Now underline the word true. We'll see the options. What is the first option? Involving users in the process of installing IHDs can create rifts. Underline the word rift. Rifts between the receivers. Write the meaning of the word rift. Rift means gap. Gap or distance. Distance. You're here today. It's a pleasure to see. So rift means what? Gap or distance. Write one combination. A rift between the friends. A rift between the friends means what? Gap between the friends. A typical, it goes with everyday English. But what part of speech is that? In this sentence, what is it? Noun. Please make a note. A rift, noun as well as a verb, both. Generally, we use it as a noun. Do you think that is right? Involving users in the process of installation. Why do we do that? It is not their job to install the meter. Users, they don't have to. We don't have to involve. So right or wrong? First option, wrong. Mark it wrong. What is the second option? With IHDs installed, people are expected to respond better to bouts of power supply. Now underline the word. There is a clue for you. Please underline the word expected. Now all of you go to the first paragraph, the last sentence, where you see the word implicit in bold. Implicit in this justification is expectation. Underline the word expectation. Expectation that these will equip people with the information they need to help reduce their overall energy consumption, shift it away from the periods of peak demand, or respond flexibly to periods of oversupply. This talks about the expectation. The same word you find here, do you think it is right or wrong? It seems right, hold that one. We'll see the third option. Installing IHDs in houses has the same effect on electricity and gas consumption. Clearly mentioned, it is not the same. Hold this also. People are interested in installing IHDs at home mainly because they wish to compare their consumption with that of their neighbors. Ridiculous. You can decide not correct. None of the given options is true. Now between 2 and 3, which one seems Explicit, mentioned in the passage. Second option or third option? Second or third? All of you please go to the first paragraph. Where does he talk about different impact? Somewhere he talks about it is not the same impact. I'm not quite sure, I could not mark. But installing IHDs in houses has the same effect on electricity and gas consumption. It is not true. They have different impact. So here the question is what is true? That means what is the answer? The second option is the answer. Please make a note. Answer is the second option. And what is a clue word for you? Expected. Please underline that word. Question number 4. Which of the following is most nearly the opposite in meaning? What is the word? Ominously. What is the context? Yet ominously for smart meter rollout plans, a recent nationally representative survey revealed that 39% of bill payers expressed no interest. No interest is positive or negative? Negative. Already you have got the word, this word many a time. What is the meaning of the word ominous? Positive or negative? Negative. Ominous means bad. Please write the meaning. Negative. Ominous means what? Negative. If you remember in our material, adjective topic, usually every topic we have 40 sentences. One of the sentences, if I'm not wrong, they heard ominous cracking noises. Remember that expression? Cracking, they gave crack, it should be cracking. But ominous means what? Bad or negative. Now what is the question? You have to select the opposite word. What is the first one? Simultaneously. Is it related to ominously? Mark it wrong. Not related. Blindly. Is it related? Mark it wrong. Calmly. Is it related? No. Woefully. Underline the word, write the meaning. Woefully means, again, negative word. Badly or negatively. Please write the noun form, write the word woes, means what? Problems. Problems. That is also a negative word you cannot consider. What is the fifth option? Encouragingly. There's only one positive word. Which one is that? So what is the answer? Encouragingly is the answer. Question number 5. According to the author, the fallback effect, please underline the expression, with respect to installation of the IHDs refers to. Now all of you go to page 2. It could be the 7th or 8th sentence. Please go there. It is the 11th sentence, line, 11th line. I will read out. IHDs stop offering new information and fade into the background of everyday life, an effect sometimes referred to as the fallback effect. Please underline that. Fade into the background. Fade means what? Again, to disappear slowly. Generally, fade means what? To lose the color, to lose the shade of a particular color. It goes with dresses. The shirt faded means what? The dark color became light color. But my memory is fading means what? Slowly, the effectiveness is being lost. So fade away means what? One, it goes with color. The other, it goes with initially very strong, slowly the strength, you lose the strength. Then you use the expression fade away. Now we'll see the options. What is the first option? Falling back and regaining interest in information received from installation of such feedback initiatives. Is it right? Mark it wrong. completely ignoring the advantages of installing IHDs. Not complete ignorance, they do consider. Not at all getting accustomed to is also not correct. Loss of interest in feedback received, as such information soon becomes monotonous. Fade off. Now initially you're interested. Generally what happens, something is new. A lot of people rush. They make a beeline. And 1 week they attend. The strength is what? 500 students. After 1 month, the number is what? 200 students. After 2 months, what is the number? 100 students. So initial interest, what happened? Faded away. You got the meaning now. Now what is the answer based on that? Don't consider the fifth option. So what is the answer? The fourth option is the answer. Loss of interest in feedback received. And what is the reason? As such information soon becomes monotonous. Please underline that word. It's an important word. Monotonous means boring. First you write boring. Then you write same thing repeated. Same thing repeated. Don't look at the screen. I'm not going to use. I'm dictating. Come out of that habit. I'm doing intentionally, deliberately. Still some people, no. After 10 days, I don't think I will use the screen. Just project something and talk. I'm preparing you people. So what is that you have written? Monotonous. What is the typical meaning? Boring. What is the second? Something repeated. Now the question papers have become monotonous. I should not be saying that. But as an example, when I say the questions, the explanation too has become monotonous. Do you understand what I say? Same stuff, same pattern, same style, same tips. Is it not monotonous? Yes, it is. Now you understand the meaning. Fine. So what is the answer here? The fourth option is the answer. See, human nature, we should always change. Charles Darwin said, nothing is constant in this world except constant change. Can you understand? Nothing is constant in this world except constant change. It's human nature. We always look for change. Imagine you love some sweet. First day you enjoy, you say delicious, tasty, mouth-watering, all adjectives. Same sweet they serve every day, day after day. 1 month, what do you say? Same stuff every day, right? So what happened to the greatness? What happened to the taste? We don't like that. So anything that is repeated becomes boring. And what is the negative impact of this monotonous work? Please write the expression. First you write the word motivation. Motivation. Write the meaning of that word. Motivation means the driving force within. Driving force within. Now, some force has brought you here. No one has pulled you here. No one has dragged you here. Has anyone done that? I don't think so. Some force has brought you here. That force is called motivation. Today your motivation, because we started last week, or when did we start DCCB explanation sessions? Today is the third day or the fourth day? So now your motivation 100%. No second thoughts. Now same students, after 1 month, motivation comes down. The number also comes down, obviously. And this is a universal problem. If you take the entire world, the corporate companies, the big companies, the blue chip companies, they spend crores of rupees on motivating the employees. What is the reason? Someone joins in a big company like Microsoft, IBM, or some other company. First day, beautiful infrastructure, world-class facilities, state-of-the-art technology, completely impressed. They look at everything with the mouth wide open. Then what is the word for that? Gape. Gape means what? To look at something with your mouth open. When a village person comes to the city, he goes to high-tech city, what does he do? Like that. And the same employee, after 1 month, he doesn't find it that way. Work. First day they work with a lot of passion, a lot of interest. After 1 or 2 years, they don't feel like working. They lose the motivation. What is the reason? The work is monotonous. Because of that, the corporate houses, they spend a lot of money on motivating the employees. A lot of speakers go, they motivate. But the problem with motivation, when someone comes, I think you had a session. You all had a session. What's his name? I forgot. Shafi? Right. So that day you must have thought, completely charged. Am I right? Every cell in your body must have thought, yes, I have to do. Now, how many of you remember what he said that day? That's a $1 million question. That is a problem with motivation. Across the world, you get charged immediately. After some time, 1 month, 2 months, after 1 year, you may ask, who is that guy? He looks familiar. That should not happen. Now let us, what is the question number? Is it 6? You got the answer for question number 5. Same meaning, what is a given word? I'm sure CCE students can answer this. Quite often I say explicit information, implicit information. Explicit means what? Direct, mentioned in the passage. Implicit, please underline the word implicit, right? Implied, implied. Also write indirect. The primary meaning of the word implicit, implied or indirect. Also write one expression, read between the lines, read between the lines. When someone says, if you tell someone, I'm not able to comprehend this passage, and the person says, try to read between the lines. Now, if you don't know the meaning, I don't want to say you, if someone doesn't know the meaning, then he or she may say, I don't see anything between the lines. So it is an idiomatic expression. Write the meaning of that. Read between the lines means what? Try to grasp the implied information. Try to grasp the implicit information. Try to grasp the implicit information. Now, usually I smile, I look a little relaxed, but today a little serious. There's a frown on the face, and I look a little tensed up. Then reading between the lines, what does it mean? I'm not happy, I'm serious. It goes with text, it goes with when a person says something. Reading between the lines, you have to grasp what his intentions are. Have you got the meaning? Now let us, implicit, what is the first option? Constrained. Constrained means what? What is it? Limit. Please write the word restrict. Restrict, what you have said is also absolutely right. Limit, restrict. Also write the word confine. Constraint, you could also write the word confined. But generally we use the word limit or restrict. Is it the similar meaning? No, mark it wrong. Inherent. Underline the word inherent and write the meaning. The primary meaning of the word inherent, ingrained. Ingrained. You all know the word grain. Please don't look at me like that. Ingrain. Also write inbuilt. Ingrained or inbuilt. Part of something. It is part of something. Implicit. Is it part of something or not part of something? Part of something but not direct. Now, it seems right or wrong, inherent. Seems right, hold that one. Driven. What is the verb? Drive. Drive, drove, driven. But is it related to this word implicit? No. Arrived? No. Fixed? No. What is the answer based on that? Question number 7. The author in the given passage seems to be. Now, as I said, why I said when I started this session, the tone of the passage, do you remember? Negative. This question is about the tone of the passage, the tone of the writer. Please write the word next to the question, right? It is about what? The tone of the writer or the tone of the passage. This is again brackets, right? CAT model. CAT, C-A-T, CAT model. Now, what is the first option? Extremely content, underline the word content, means what? Satisfied. Write the meaning. It has got different meanings. Content writer means what? Related to the information. But here it's a noun. Content, it means material or syllabus or information. Here it means what? Satisfied, happy, satisfied. Extremely content that such systems exist to keep a constant check on one's energy consumption. Content means what? Happy. The writer happy or unhappy? So mark it wrong. Worried that people may soon start misusing such initiatives to their benefit. That is an assumption. The writer doesn't say anywhere misuse of those meters. So is this right or wrong? Mark it wrong. Cautious about the usage. Please underline the word cautious. Cautious means what? Careful. Cautious about the usage of feedback initiatives of energy consumption. So what seems right? Third option seems right. So what is the answer based on that? The fifth option is the answer. These questions are very difficult. Please remember, we should not be greedy. One should not be greedy. One should always be practical. At the same time, you should be above average. What is above average? A passage like this, at the outset I said it's a tough passage for two reasons. One, the context is not familiar. The second, it's a lengthy passage. Obviously, across the country, a lot of brilliant candidates will find it tough. Take my words for granted. Then you got to be down to earth, practical, and ask yourself how many questions are feasible. What is the meaning of the word feasible? Possible. How many marks are feasible? 5 marks, you should be extremely happy. What does it mean? The questions related to words, there's a possibility to get them right. And 1 or 2 questions, comprehension-based, possibility to get right. Then when you see questions like these, you don't get, you should not get disappointed. You have to ignore, that's it. Once you get disappointed, you find some questions very tough. You entertain the negative thoughts. Then what will happen? The impact of that will fall on other questions. So once you're prepared, yes, every passage will not be easy. And some passages will be tough. In a tough passage, 1 or 2 questions are impossible to answer within the stipulated time period. Then you move on without getting agitated. Do you understand what I say? There's a typical example. Now, what is the question number? Easy one, 8. Opposite in meaning. What is the given word? Uncertain. You all know the word. Worthwhile. What is the meaning? Write the meaning of that. Worthwhile means something important. Something important or worth considering. Worth considering. Worthwhile effort. Important effort. Safe. Are they related to uncertain? Definite. Uncertain means what? Not definite. What is opposite? Definite. Hold that one. Ambiguous. That's a very good word. What is the meaning of that? Not clear. Not clear. But there is a better word. Please write. Already have got. Equivocal. Ambiguous. One more word is there. Vague. They all mean the same. Ambiguous, equivocal, vague. Is it related to uncertain? No. Incorrect? No. What is the answer? Uncertain, not definite. What is opposite? Definite. Easy one or difficult one? I would like to ask the question, how many of you have read the passage? Please raise your hands immediately. Now imagine I see about 30%. I don't want to talk about the numbers, percentage, 30%. Imagine 70% had they read the passage one quick reading, they would have tried to attempt the question related to words. Had they attempted, they would have got at least 4 marks. All the questions related to words, easy or difficult? 4 marks. Do they make difference or they don't make difference? They do make a lot of difference. So please remember, it is always worthwhile to read the passage. It is always what? Worthwhile to read the passage. However difficult it is, it doesn't matter. I'm sure you can get 3 or 4 marks. You can't afford to lose 3 or 4 marks in a competitive exam. That cannot be justified. Now, what is question number 9? Which of the following is or are the possible consequences of installing smart meters in residential buildings as mentioned in the passage? Consequences, underline the key word, consequences. It may slightly lessen the negative impact on environment. He talks about that. These meters, they made an impact on the environment, positive impact, but only to some extent, not to a great extent. This seems right, hold that one. There will be controlled consumption of power supply. When you get the feedback, you try to be careful. You get the feedback you're not doing well, then what will you do? You'll work hard, or you'll put in more effort, or you just ignore. Put in more effort. So it makes an impact, and that will result in positive change. So this also seems right, hold that one. It will lead people to become miserly. Underline the word miserly. Miser means what? Some people are very rich, they're stinking rich. Please write the expression, stinking rich. Stink, S-T-I-N-K-I-N-G, stinking rich. Stink is a negative word. Stink means bad smell. But here, what is the combination you have written? Stinking rich. Write the meaning. Extremely rich. Extremely rich. Please don't look at the screen. The girls last row. I am not going to use. I am doing it deliberately. Please try to understand. Your standards, looking at the screen and writing, it will not work out. This girl, I said, happy to see, pleasure to see. What is the reason? She looks at me and writes. That is amazing. Do you understand what I say? I don't expect every student to do that, not practically possible. At least you have to listen and write, and slowly you will get used to that. And this is not every time, every stage, you have to think of change, and that change has to be positive. Last year, fine, I used the screen, I wrote religiously the word, the part of speech, the combinations. Do you remember? At some point I stopped. I started saying change. Now it is time to stop using the screen, time to listen, comprehend, write. In that process, what happens? You improve your standards. That's what we want. That is the reason precisely why I'm in front of you. I hope it's clear. So what is the last one you have written? Miser. Miser means, no, I was talking about stinking rich. Write one more expression, filthy rich. F-I-L-T-H-Y. Filthy. F-I-L-T-H-Y. If you take the word filth, it means dirt. D-I-R-T, dirt. But here it has a positive meaning. Filthy rich means extremely rich. If someone is very rich, Ambanis, what do you say? They are stinking rich or filthy rich. Useful expressions. Now, is it related to the passage? Is it relevant in this context? Not at all. Please mark it wrong. So how many options seem right? 2 options. What are they? A and B. Which option talks about that? What is the answer? The 4th option is the answer. Same in meaning. What is the word? Momentum. Where is the context? What does it talk about? The starting of the passage. So initiatives to install smart meters, the very first sentence. Across Europe, the USA, Canada, New Zealand, and Australia, multi-billion-pound initiatives to install smart meters into residential homes are gathering momentum. What do you understand? I think this word goes with physics. Means what? Speed. Catch momentum means what? The speed increases. But in this context, it means what? Becoming popular. Becoming popular. Now we'll see. Popular means what? Stronger, obviously. What is the first option here? Strength. Seems right, hold that one. Flexibility. Flexible. What is opposite? Please write these words quickly. Stubborn, adamant. Stubborn, adamant, what do they mean? Not flexible. Is it relevant to momentum? No, mark it wrong. Underline the word souvenir. It's not souvenir. That's what people say, souvenir. It has got two different meanings. Please write the meanings. First, you listen to me. This institute, let us say we have completed 10 years. On the occasion of completing a decade of services, the director wants to conduct a function. And the institute releases a book highlighting the founder, the directors, the faculty members, the success stories of students. It's a special book. They release at the time of the function. Then what is the name for that book? Souvenir. So please write the first meaning. A book released at the time of a success meet. A book released at the time of a success meet. Obviously, it has all the success stories, the people behind. But it has got another meaning. Please write the second meaning of the word souvenir. A product or a thing. A product or a thing that reminds you of a place or a person, but usually a place. Underline the word place. A product or a thing that reminds you of a place. Person, rare. You go to Andaman and Nicobar Islands. What is it known for? It is known for exotic marine life. Exotic means strange, beautiful. Exotic marine life. And you come across beautiful seashells, corals, all these. And you buy one seashell and you bring it back. You keep it in your living room. Then what do you call that? It is called a souvenir. What is the reason? It reminds you of Andaman and Nicobar Islands. You got the meaning? Fine. There's a broad smile, I don't know why. Now what is the answer here? Method, peace. Are they relevant here? No. So momentum means what? Strength. That's it about the passage. Who has got 7 plus? Please raise your hands. Who has got 5 plus? Please raise your hands. I appreciate those students. Very good. Keep it up. Now, shall we see questions 11 to 15? What do they deal with? Your turf. Your turf means what? Your ground, your field. So now all the faces change, smile, relaxed, and you're ready to attack. I'll read question number 11. Some students have created gloves with sensors that allow those whose speech and hearing impaired to communicate with those who don't understand sign language by translating signs into text, which is displayed on their smartphones. The context is clear. It looks like a sentence or a paragraph. That is a problem. Whenever you come across a sentence which looks like a paragraph, you've got to be attentive. You've got to have the ability to separate the phrases, the clauses, take each phrase, each clause, ask yourself, right, wrong, then you have to decide. But this is a tough question. Please put a star mark. Where is the error? Second part, what is the error? Now here, please, we'll take each part. Some students, underline the subject. What is the subject? Students have created, no error. Created what? gloves with sensors. And what do? That allow those, who are those? Whose speech and hearing, what is missing here? Yes? Is or are impaired? Are impaired, because and is there, two different nouns. Whose speech is impaired, please write one expression. Whose speech is impaired means affected. Whose hearing is impaired. Singular is impaired, but speech is a different thing, hearing is a different thing. And what is the conjunction here? And. Then we have to use a plural verb, are impaired. I would like to know how many of you have got this one right. Please raise your hands. I appreciate a lot of students, but very difficult. What is the reason? Lengthy sentence, and you are under tremendous pressure. Not easy to spot the error. Please make a note, the question is related to what? The helping verb to be. The helping verb to be in present form, present tense. Are impaired. Shall I move on to the next question? Quality control was a huge problem on the country. Don't go beyond. Save your time. So where is the error? On or in? A question like this in the exam, you should not read the remaining sentence. You have to be damn sure. On the country, ridiculous. In the country, mark first part has an error, jump to the next question. Don't waste your time. Now what is the question number 13? As the storm hit multiple states and millions of people simultaneously, sometimes I feel a little restless. What is the reason? Some of these questions I come across quite often punctuation errors. Then it's very difficult to spot the error. I don't know how you people manage. I'll read the sentence again, listen very carefully. As the storm hit multiple states and millions of people simultaneously, question mark, comma. People were unable to go to the neighboring states for what? For aid, again use a comma. Or it should be a full stop and capital letter. Either way, thus emphasizing how important it is to have a central disaster relief agency. Now, do you find any error at the outset? How many of you have thought, respected the fifth option? The answer is the fifth option, no error. As the storm hit multiple states and millions of people simultaneously, pause. Simultaneously means what? At the same time. People were unable to go to the neighboring states for aid. Stop, pause. And what is the impact of that? Thus emphasizing how important it is to have a central disaster relief agency. Learn how to read the sentence, divide, read, then you feel comfortable. Now what is the question number 14? Drought guard, which has a bacterial gene that enables it to better retain water, is the first genetically modified crop to have approved by the Department of Agriculture. This is again not that easy for two reasons. One, it looks like a paragraph, a short paragraph. Second, it deals with technical information. A person with background in biology, a person with background in genetic engineering, a person who knows about recombinant DNA technology, a person who knows about genetically modified crops will be able to understand. Otherwise, a bit difficult. Now, where is the error? Please respond. Which part? Second part. Usually students, a question like this, please put a star mark, they think there is an error in the second part, which is not correct. Now guess again. Third part is also not correct. Now your answer is the fourth part. Now here we'll see the second part. What is the second part? That enables it to retain water better. That's the standard expression. Because it is the standard expression, already you have come across somewhere, you feel that enables it to better retain water is wrong. But that is also correct, not the regular pattern. Generally what happens, we use a subject in the first position of verb object, but sometimes we change the position. If you remember our material, book 1, I think verb related exercise, beyond the Himalayas lie Tibet. When I ask the question every batch, what is the subject here? A lot of students say Himalayas, wrong. Tibet is a subject. What is the actual pattern? Tibet lies beyond the Himalayas. But sometimes we change the position. Like that, that enables it to better retain water. That part is right, please mark it right, no error. That is used for emphasis, emphatic expression. Please make a note. Emphatic expression. Then what is wrong with the fourth part? Who has said been? Raise your hands. That's very good. First you underline modified crop. The first genetically modified crop does action or receives action? Receives action. When the subject of a sentence or a clause receives action, you have to use active voice or passive voice. And here it should be in passive voice. And because you see, please underline the helping verb have, underline the verb approved, past participle. It should be in perfect expression. Then what is important? The word been is important. So what is missing here? To have been approved, that is a correct expression. A genetically modified or modified crop to have been approved by the Department of Agriculture. Who has thought of this? Raise your hands. Someone has said been. Where have you placed been? After developed. That's what I've said, have been. Then you should raise your hand. Who has thought? Now you have thought. Okay, fine. Fine. That's also appreciable. Now have you corrected? This is a very tough question. So don't feel bad. Very simple. Easy question, you don't get it right, feel guilty, feel bad. A tough question, you don't get it right, be happy. You're one among many. Very simple. Now, question number 15. The European Central Bank, what is the subject here? Calm the markets by promising to do whatever it takes to stimulate economies via a program of aggressively buys, underline the word buys, European bonds and keeping interest rates low. This is morning, some batch I was talking about. Please, first you write, put a star mark, then you write parallel expression. First you write parallel expression or parallel construction. We also say parallelism. Okay? They all mean the same. These are very difficult to make out, and bank exams quite often they ask questions related to parallel expression. Now here I have told you to underline the word buys. Have you underlined? Which form is it in? Present. Then underline keeping. Which form is it in? Present participle. What is parallel expression? When you use different grammatical units in the same sentence, they have to be the same part of speech or the same part of speech in the same form, either the present form, the past participle form, or the present participle form. But here one verb is in present form, the other is in present participle form. Then it is not parallel expression. So what is the error? Is it buying or buys? Please correct it. There is an error in the fourth part. Buys is not correct. Please change it to buying European bonds and keeping interest rates low. Then you underline buying, keeping. You can relate. I think that is the last one related to errors. How many of you have got all the 5 correct? What is going on? How many of you have got 4 correct? Fine. Shall I move on to the next set of questions? What do they deal with? Double trouble. Double fillers. These are not that easy. Contextual awareness is important. Besides vocabulary, a horror of damaged roads and broken railings. Underline the word railings. Railings means, I'm not an artist, so imagine this is a path, and side of the path you have metal structure for holding. You hold them and you walk. Those metal structures are called railings, one of the meanings. Where are they used? Balconies and paths, railings. Another typical meaning, where does a train go? On what? Rails. Derailment, write one expression, D. Derailment means what? Come off the rails, go off the rails. Those are called rails. So here, I'll go back to the sentence, shall I? A horror of, we'll take the first blank, we'll see what is relevant, what is not relevant. A horror of inanely, write the meaning of that word. Inane means silly, silly, or not convincing, or something like silly. Use the expression silly. Silly damaged roads seems right or wrong? Mark it wrong. Highly damaged, highly talks about what? The degree. Seems right? Hold that one. Please hold. Second option. Badly damaged. This also seems right. Hold that one. Totally damaged. Talks about the degree. Hold that one. Acutely damaged. Write the meaning of the word acute. Acute means severe. But usually it goes with problems, shortage. Acute shortage of water. Write that expression. Acute shortage of water. If you read the newspapers, they use quite often. Acute shortage of water. Also write one more expression. Acute pain. P-A-I-N. Acute pain means what? Severe pain. Acutely damaged roads. Perhaps possible. Hold that one also. Now we have to decide based on the second blank, second word. A horror of, whatever the word, damaged roads and broken railings to huge traffic jams. Ending to huge, does it seem right? Mark it wrong. Following to huge traffic jams, no. Leading to huge traffic jams, this seems right, hold that one. Cause to huge, does it sound grammatically correct? No. A reason to huge, reason for, not to. Now what seems right? Now we'll read. A horror of badly damaged roads and broken railings leading to huge traffic jams greet commuters every day. Please underline the word commuters. Write the word commute in your notebook. Commute means to travel long distance every day. To travel long distance every day. Bracket you write for work. We all commute every day. We are in a big city, so we travel from one corner to the other corner. Then what is the word we use? Commute. And who is a person? What is a person called? Commuter. Question number 17. From girls regarding the mismanagement of hostel premises. Keep in. Now generally, underline the word. Every sentence you have to look for the clue. What is the clue for you? Mismanagement. Mismanagement, positive or negative? Negative. With that assumption, we look at the options. Lists from girls regarding the mismanagement of hostel premises. Does the word list go with? No, mark it wrong. Praises. Mismanagement, obviously you cannot use a positive word, mark it wrong. Complaints. Mismanagement, obviously complaint. We hold that one. Criticism from girls regarding, this also seems right, hold that one. Protest from girls, this also seems right. So 3 possible options. Now we have to decide on the basis of the second word. We'll start with the first one. Complaints from girls regarding the mismanagement hostel premises keep pouring in. Pouring in means coming in. Write the meaning. What is the typical meaning of the word pour? Pour water means fill something with water. Generally what happens, those who are not good at English, they try to translate from the mother tongue to English or English to mother tongue. And when it comes to plants, if you have a garden, you have a lot of plants, what do you do every day? So people say, please pour water to the plants. That is not correct. No Englishman ever says something like that. What is this expression, pour water to the plants? Translated version. So what do we say? Water the plants. What is the sentence? Water the plants. Generally, Indians, those who are not good at English, for them, water is a noun. Give me a glass of water. Where is the water? There is no water. What is the word water here? Noun. They are not used to using the word water as a verb. When someone says water the plants, they think that fellow is not good at English. That is the problem. So pour, pouring in, but what is the meaning here? Coming in, coming in. Please write the meaning. Pouring in, complaints. It goes with complaints, pouring in. This seems right, hold this one. What is the next option? Criticism from girls regarding the mismanagement of hostel premises keep rushing in. Write the meaning of the word rush. To go quickly, rush. To go quickly. Rush to the theater. Your favorite hero's movie gets released. So what do? You rush to the theater. There's one idiomatic expression for that. Please write. Make a beeline. Make a beeline means what? A rush. Make a beeline for tickets means what? A rush for tickets. Now that is not relevant in this context. Protests from girls regarding the mismanagement of hostel premises keep lying in. That is not at all correct. But underline the word lying. What is the verb? It is in the present participle form, ing form. So what is the verb? L-I-E or L-A-Y. Which one is this? First one or second one? Please. Lie. Lie is which part of speech is it? Only a verb or a noun? Noun as well as a verb. Is it a regular verb or an irregular verb? Who says both? So as a regular verb, what are the 3 forms? Lie, lied, lied. She never lies. That is a bit difficult. So what is it? She lied yesterday. It is a regular verb. That is easy to tell. What are the irregular forms? Because I see a few new students, I would like to spend a few minutes. Lie, lay, lain. Now what is the meaning of this? How many meanings has it got? 1, 2, 3. How many? I've given the choice. 1 meaning, 2 meanings, 3 meanings. Tell one of the 3. No, how many? Tell the number first. 2, that's right. What is the first meaning? To be in the horizontal position while relaxing. The new students, please listen and write. Lie, 1 meaning is what? To be in the horizontal position, usually while relaxing. What is the ing form? Lying, lie down, be in that position. What is the second meaning? To be in a particular state for a long time. To be in a particular state for a long time. Now, what is this word? The past form of lie is what? Lay. Is there a separate verb? Lay. Say yes or no. What are the forms? What is the meaning? To put something down. What are the combinations? Roads, babies, things, rules and regulations, all these. Okay. Eggs also. Fine. Now, what is the answer here? 17. Let us come back to the track. I think we went a little off the track. So, what is the answer? Question number 17. Third option. Question number 18. Doctors say that loss of appetite. Underline the word appetite. Appetite means the feeling of hunger. The feeling of hunger. I don't have appetite means what? I don't feel like eating something. And write the word. What is this word? Fast. Which part of speech is it? Louder. I'll give the choice. Noun, adjective, verb. It is a fast train. Adjective. If I say it is a verb, what will you think? Master is not good at English? But the pronunciation changes. Now here, of course, it remains the same more or less. Please write verb. Write one sentence. She is fasting. She is fasting. You all know the word fast. She is on a fast. Means what? You don't have food. You all know the word. Fasting, not to have food. Because of some occasion. Morning to evening, you don't have food. But night you compensate. Now let me go back to the question. Now when it comes to food, first you write the word fresh. In one of the batches, they asked the students rather, what is the opposite of fresh? Immediately a smart student said, not fresh. But please write stale. Fresh opposite stale. So doctors say what? Doctors say that loss of appetite, vomiting, and dizziness. Underline the word dizziness. Dizziness means what? The feeling that everything is going round and round. When the paper is really tough, what will happen? Imagine they give 5 passages, nothing else in the paper. What will happen? Everything turns round and round. Then what do you say? I have this dizzy feeling. There's one more word. Please write that word. Giddy. Giddy. Dizziness or giddiness. Same. Everything goes round and round. Then you wonder what's going on. Dizziness also become in the of an earthquake. Commonplace, they become what? Commonplace. In the aftermath, please underline the word aftermath and put a star mark. What do you understand? Aftermath, the sequence of events or whatever happens after a major mishap, a major disaster. After that, whatever happens, aftermath of the earthquake, aftermath of the tsunami. You understand the context. This seems right or wrong? It seems right, hold that one. What is the second one? Become easy in the result. Does it make any sense? Mark it wrong. Become frequent. Frequent seems right. In the consequence, that is not correct. Mark it wrong. Become everyday. That's also not correct. In the outcome of an earthquake. We don't use outcome with earthquake. Become regular in the remains of an earthquake. That is also not the right combination. So what is the answer? They become commonplace. Means what? They happen frequently in the aftermath of an earthquake. I would like to know how many of you have got this one right. Please raise your hands. You may wonder, why does he ask? I have been trying to assess you guys, not with a bad intention, with a good intention. When I know, every day I ask for 1 week or 10 days, I assess your standards. Then I'm very keen on doing something for this particular year, for CCE students. I want to do something in 2019 because this is the right time. And whatever I'm going to do, I'll spend a few weeks, I'll design the material, I'll come up with some stuff, useful stuff, and that should help the candidates 6 months down the line or 8 months down the line and 1 year down the line. Now, before I do that, first I should know what is the crowd, where do they stand, what they are good at, what they are not good at. Based on that, some sort of insight. Now, I feel this is rather easy. Now, I saw only a few students. Then I form an opinion in which direction I have to take, where I have to start. That is the intention. I hope you got it. So don't wonder why does he ask. Now, sentence number 19. The delegation of contractors, underline the word delegation. You know the word delegate at the time of the symposium or conference, whoever attends, what do you call that person? He is a delegate. And sometimes what happens, the country sends a few people, professionals or experts, on a particular mission from one country to another country. Then that team of professionals or experts, what do you call? Delegation. Hope you got the second meaning as well. The delegation of contractors, the minister, and him of the present situation. So what do you understand from the context? They met the minister and they must have informed something. Now what is the first one? Saw the minister and explained. So you see the minister, you cannot explain. You have to meet him. Not correct. Based on the first word, I insist, don't simply mark wrong. Say, explained is right. When you mark that way, what happens? You know saw is not correct. You also learn explained him. That seems the right combination. Indirectly, you learn the combination. Don't simply mark first option wrong. Now, what is the second one? Met the minister. Seems right. Apprised. That's an important word. Please underline. Now, tomorrow you take up a job, you have to use this at the workplace quite often. Appraisal forms they use at the workplace. Apprise, write the meaning. Typical meaning of the word inform. Inform. Apprise means what? Inform. But at the workplace, when we talk about appraisals, what it means, please write assess. Assess. But here apprised means what? Informed. Does it seem right or wrong? Met, apprised. They both seem right. What is the next one? Appealed. Appeal, underline the word. That is not the right word. What is the reason? Please write the preposition to. Appealed to the minister. Had they given the word to, it would have been right. But do you see the word to? No. So if you write that way, imagine two ways of dealing with this question or the option. You mark it wrong. Will you learn anything? Are you guys listening? Say yes or no. Nothing. But if you underline the word appeal, then you know this is a word which cannot be considered. Then you know the reason. What is the reason? It goes with the preposition to, but you don't see the preposition to, then it is useful, worth spending time. Appeal to your senses, appeal to someone, appeal to the government. These are the typical combinations. Now, what is the fourth option? Expected the minister. Which preposition does it take? What do you expect from the master? What do you expect from this course? What do you expect from the session? So what is the preposition? From. So please write from. You don't find that. Based on that, you reject the word or the option, fourth option. Hosted. You host what? Write the combinations. Host a party. Host a party. Host a meeting. Host a conference. Every time you don't have to write host, party, meeting, conference. Here, host is which part of speech? I hosted a party. Verb. Hosted a party. Hosted what? A party. Verb. Please write verb. Then you write again host. Next to it you write hostess. Host, hostess. The one who gives the party, he receives, what is the opposite word? In brackets you write the opposite word, guest. Imagine there is a party at home, at my place, you all come. You will be referred to as what? Guests. I will be referred to as what? Host. A feminine gender, hostess. You got the meaning? Fine. Now what is the answer? Question number 19. The delegation of contractors met the second option, the minister, and apprised him of. Question number 20. The actress is that many producers have shown a interest in her film. Underline the word interest. Two reasons. Interest, they have shown or they haven't shown. Either way possible. But we have to see the options. The actress is happy. Then you have to choose a positive word. What is the second word? Elongated. Elongate means what? Stretch. Does it go with this? Mark it wrong. On what basis you are going to mark it wrong? First word or second word? That is important. The actress is sorry that many producers have shown a high interest. High interest positive, then why will she be sorry? It is not the right combination. Please mark it wrong. And right combination, wrong combination. The actress is beaming. Underline the word beaming. Beam goes with what? Light. But beaming smile, when you get selected as a probation officer, you will beam a smile all over. Means what? To smile broadly. Beaming, happy, look very happy. Please write, beaming means what? Happy, ecstatic, ecstatic. That's an important word, ecstatic. Ecstatic, very happy. Shown a remarked interest. Is it right? The combination. Please underline the word remarked and write wrong combination. There is no combination like remarked interest. What do we say? Remarkable interest. Please write the expression remarkable. But generally the word remarkable goes with memory. He has got remarkable memory. Write that combination as well. Remarkable interest, remarkable memory. Now what is the fourth option? Elated. Elated means what? Ecstatic, very happy. Write the meaning. These two mean the same. Elated, ecstatic. Why? What is the reason? Why is the actress elated? That many producers have shown a keen interest in her film. Keen interest. Keen means what? Positive or negative? Positive. So it's an expression, standard expression. Does it sound right or wrong? Hold that one. The actress is emotional. That many producers have shown a enthusiastic. What will you say? A or an? First, that is not correct. And also enthusiastic interest. Enthusiasm, interest, they are synonyms. You cannot use next to each other. So wrong. What is the answer based on that? Fourth option is the answer. What time is it? Raju. Now we'll spend 5 minutes on this para-jumble. First we'll take the elimination approach. Poverty, however. Can it be the first sentence? No, come back onto the track. Come back onto the track. Poverty, however. Can it be the first sentence? Underline the word however, mark it, just ignore. In almost all underdeveloped countries where per capita income is very low, this seems the first one, hold that one. In order to achieve this, underline the word this, cannot be the first sentence. Therefore, can it be the first sentence? No. It also is. No. Do we have one more? The goal of poverty alleviation program does not, underline does, cannot be the first sentence. Now, obviously, what is the first sentence here? B. Please make a note. In almost all underdeveloped countries where per capita income is very low, income inequality has resulted in a number of evils, of which poverty is certainly the most serious one. So what is the key word in this sentence? Please underline the word poverty. Now, where do you see the word poverty? What is A? Poverty, however, is a socio-economic phenomenon. Please underline the word phenomenon, singular. What is the plural form of that? Phenomena. So poverty, however, is a socio-economic phenomenon that is intimately associated with inequality. Now, please relate BA, one pair. Underline the word poverty and use a line, arrow mark, poverty, poverty. Same word repeated. So what is the first pair? BA. Now we'll see what is the next one. C is not the next one. It also is more. It means what? Poverty. It also is more of a phenomenon. Now there you got the word phenomenon, am I right? Underline the word phenomenon there and also underline the word phenomenon. See the line of thought. It also is more of a phenomenon of social marginalization. Please underline the word marginalization. Means what? Someone or some group is not part of the mainstream. They have been isolated. Marginalized means what? To isolate, not part of the mainstream. Marginalization of an individual, household or group in the community or society, rather than inadequacy of income to fulfill the basic needs. Now what is the next one? Now here, underline the word inadequacy of income. Now D is what? Therefore, inadequate income is one of the factors of, also underline the word marginalization. Hope you are listening carefully. Now use an arrow mark. So what is the pair here? ED. Marginalization. F. No, I'm still with the second pair. What is the first pair? BA. What is the second pair? ED. Please make a note. 3, 4. And what is the clue for you? There are two expressions. One is marginalization, the other inadequacy of income. Now what is, some people are very eager to say F. What is F? The goal of poverty alleviation program should thus not merely be increasing the income level of individual, household or group, but mainstreaming marginalized, again underline the word, as I said mainstreaming marginalized in the development process of the country. And what is the last sentence? What are you left with? In order to achieve this, achieve what? Mainstreaming the marginalized segments of the society. Very simple. Now what is the last sentence here? How many of you have got? So 3 pairs, I appreciate 3 pairs, BA first pair, ED second pair, FC third pair. Clear, crystal clear. Now the question, how many of you have got this right? Raise your hands. Fine. Last 5 questions. We'll do it very fast. It should not take more than 3 minutes. After China, Bangladesh is the world's second largest manufacturer of ready-made garments. The industry is responsible for nearly 80% of the country's exports. Then when you export something, what do? Indirectly, what does it mean? You earn money, earning 19 billion annually or about 13% of its GDP. So what is the answer here? earning, first option. But the industry is regulated and often dangerous. First underline the word dangerous. So N means the other word also should be a negative. So closely regulated, it is a neutral word, properly positive word, carefully positive word, well positive word. What is the fourth option? Poorly regulated. So it is dangerous. So what is the answer here? The fourth option is the answer. The year another, we have to read the previous sentence. But the industry is poorly regulated and often dangerous. In 2005, a garment factory building collapsed, killing over 60 workers. He mentions the year. Then you want to talk about another year. What will you say? The following year. So what is the answer here? The following year, another 60 died in a fire at a mill. Since then, according to the Bangladesh chapter of the Washington DC NGO, Washington DC what? Washington DC based NGO. So what is the answer here? Third option. Washington DC. What do the letters stand for? DC means what? District of Columbia. Usually what happens, sometimes they ask in the exam, what is the capital of the USA? They give the options Washington and some other cities, none of the above. A lot of students happily, with a broad smile, first option, what is it? Washington. That is absolutely wrong. The USA has got 50 states. One of the states is Washington state. It is on the west coast of the US. There are 3 states, Washington, Oregon, California. And what is the capital of the USA? There is this Washington, DC. That is on northeast side. DC means what? District of Columbia. Both are entirely different. Now the last blank, what is it? Straightforward accidents do of course occur in spite, is it right? So, while, sometimes, after. What is the answer here? Sometimes straightforward accidents do of course occur. Other factors, no, sometimes is not correct. The answer is the third option. While straightforward accidents do of course occur. Please underline the word do. What does it mean? The class is not over. Do of course occur or accidents of course occur. What is the difference? Do means what? Emphasize. Please write. We use the helping verb do or does to emphasize. If someone asks, do you like English? But don't say I don't like, then it's a problem. If you say I like English, you're casual. If you say I do like English, what is the meaning? You're trying to emphasize. That's the difference. I would like to stop here. Thank you.